How you doing, guys? Big Mac Dance School here today, back with another live stream for you. Not quite fully set up and everything ready and raring to go. Just sharing my stream around in the various areas I like to share it. Need to do it on my Facebook page first of all. Who's that? Post. Oh, it's all very exciting for you when I do this at the start of stream, isn't it? Just gone live on YouTube, painting the Sisters of Battle Palatine. Pop into the chat and Hangout and Hobby. Share. Oh yeah. Right, don't forget, if you are joining me for this Hangout, you can smash that like button to let me know you're there. For some reason, my live chat is not showing up on here. It's just occurred to me. Let's do pop-out chat, see if I can get it to show up as a pop-out screen. There we go. No, it is there. It's just no one's chatting, I think. That's no problem. Just say hi if you want to in the chat. You don't even have to say hi if you don't want to. I've got 3 concurrent viewers, so I know there's somebody watching. Somebody thinking, what the heck is this guy waffling on about? I'll be painting this Sisters of Battle miniature today. I need to focus my camera and everything first, though, because I've come unprepared. As already declared. I'm rhyming twice this early into the stream. What's going on? We've had various areas and unprepared / declared. Bang. And then I will share it in Chilling Wargamers. Paste. Post. And then finally in the Idic Beer Wargamer Unification Group. Paste. Post. Boom. There we go. We're all shared away in the number of places I like to share it. No more various areas for me. Right, yeah. Cool beans. Just realised when you share it in Discord, it shares like your description as well. So my description contains links to my other social medias, so people could be clicking on them, going to them and thinking, what the heck's going on with this guy? Anyway, let me finish my apple. Mmm. Tasty. I'm weird, I eat a whole apple. And before you say anything, I am aware that apple pips contain cyanide. But I'm hard, so I'm not bothered. Can you hear me and everything? I'm hard. Yeah, you can hear me. Good. Right, I just wanted to show it to another person as well. You wanna join? Right, excellent condition it's saying now, strange. Anyway. Let's get to the desk down so you can see what I'm streaming. See what I'm working on, rather. Oh, you can see my crotch. That's it. Let's move that there slightly. Move that over there. That's going to be a bit difficult. Just try to get the camera position the best it can be. I just got back in from doing my weekly shop. Very exciting news for you, I'm sure. I'm wondering if the chat is busted on YouTube, because normally people are talking by now. whoever pops in. If you are watching and you can't chat for some reason, let me know by sending me a message on Facebook, or if you've got me on any other social media or anything. Just send me a message and at me in Discord, Facebook, whatever. Yeah, so just so I know the chat's not working. If the chat's not working, this might end up being a pretty short stream, simply because when there's no chat there, it's a bit boring, isn't it? I'm listening to music that I'm not too enthused about. Oh, what am I doing here? Right. Configure video. Camera control, zoom. Focus. Focus. Yeah. So, I just find it a bit odd that no one's chatting. And I've not got a chat box at the bottom of my... I've not got an option to type in the chat box at the bottom of my thing, so... I'm thinking maybe the chat's not working for some reason. Viewer activity. Analysis. Stream settings. Have we got chat? We've not got chat there anywhere. The stream health's okay. I don't know what's happening. Maybe you're just not very talkative today, and that's fine if you're not. Right, let's get the this little bit as well. This is the head of the miniature that I'm working on today. I was working on this on my Monday stream on Twitch. And this is my first stream since then, actually, as well. Actually, you know what? That is nowhere near in focus. Chat's working for us. Right, cool. It's just me that can't see it. Thanks very much for that, George. I've been a bit concerned. What I'll have to do is probably open the stream on my browser because I can't see. I'll pop out the chat again and see if that works for me, but it's not showing up in my regular browser on like the stream manager page. Ah, there we go. Yeah, so with the pop out browser, it's now working for me, so that's fine. Right, I'll just make that nice and big so I can see it. Sad panda. Right, Rivets and Daka, welcome. Loner in the crowd, welcome. G the Hyper Sapien, welcome. Excellent stuff. Right, nice one. So, chat's all working and everything. Focus on the face. How close can I get to that and it not be irritating for me? So what, zoom right in. I say zoom right in, move the mic right in. But think of how much fun we could have if he can't see the chat, plus the hilarity when he watches it back. Do you think I spend my time watching my streams back? Yeah, I'm not a pro streamer. I don't do that kind of thing. Now, if I was going to use my streams for content as well, like post-stream content, then I might watch my streams back, but I don't tend to because I don't use it for post-stream content. Yay! Right. Oh, I'll need another drink at some point as well. Damn me and my being nice, letting him know. The thing is, I probably would have popped out the chat again anyway, so, but cheers for letting me know anyway, G, because, yeah, it was a bit frustrating not being able to see it in the browser there. But as soon as I did the pop-out chat again, it worked. Right, so I feel like she's a little too pale. So what I think I'm going to do is go over a couple of places with some watered-down Gilliman flesh. I say watered down, I don't mean watered down, I mean thinned down Gilliman flesh. How are you all today? You doing any hobby whilst I get some work done on this? Lona, do you know what time Orky's planning on streaming today? I know she's talking about going earlier now all the time and going for longer, but I'm not sure what time she's planning on starting today. She did like 6 hours yesterday or something, didn't she? Or 5 hours. So she started. Well, to be fair, she doesn't normally stream on Saturdays. So I think if she does the same again, she'll be starting at 5, I would have thought. I'm not entirely sure, though. No worries, guy, mate. Thought you fell asleep listening to yourself. Still not used to the chin. It's very short, isn't it? When the beard's there, the chin looks a lot larger. I want to say 5 PM, but not entirely sure. Yeah, no worries, mate. I think it's probably 5 PM, but like you, I'm not sure. I just wanted to, if she was going live at 1. I don't know why I had 1 in my head as a possible time of her going live, though. Because it'd be very early, that. If she was going to, because she normally stream at 7. So... yeah, anyway, doesn't really matter now, does it? Yeah, I'm guessing I'm guessing myself she's going live at 5. So I'm up to 365 miniatures. I'm up to 117 miniatures so far this year. I'm a day behind now. Just finished some zombies this morning, including the Abomination. It's the 18th today, and I'm on Saturday the 17th with the Abomination in my little black book of miniatures, 1 per day for the year. And I think once I get off this stream, I think I'll start working on some Orc Boys, ready to bash out a load of 5-minute Orc Boys. 5-minute Orc Boys. Maybe, like, later in the week, basically. Don't want too much of that. Gilliman Flesh. I was tempted to use some of the purple to shade it, actually, under the cheeks and that, but I'm not entirely sure. Sure, I got a bit of red shading in there from the Zenithal Prime that I've done. Should I go mad? Should I do the purple? She normally streams when I'm going to bed or asleep. So if you finish a model today, you're up to date. Stop yapping and get painting. Yeah, I will do. Don't worry. Don't worry. I think sometimes though it's I don't think I'll finish this model today, by the way. Just FYI. But what I might do is, if I prep a load of Orc Boys and I get one painted tonight, then I'll be up to date. But yeah, I think I'm potentially making a bit of a mistake here working on the face, because this is what I spent most of my last stream doing. Was working on the face, doing the facials, and yeah, so I didn't get very far with this model. I did the Rakarth flesh on the... she's looking a bit more healthy there. I did the Rakarth flesh on the... let's put a bit of that on her cheek as well. I think she's looking... no, I'm going to have to go on the rest of the flesh there, I think. I was hoping to keep her nice and pale, but I think it's going to be a bit difficult. Maybe thin flesh contrast, see how the red comes through. I've already started, G. I've already started. And I'm sure you sent that chat before I'd started, but hey. Yeah, it's looking alright there, to be fair. It's just... I can never quite get the focus right on my camera. The best way to use these cameras, I find, is get really close up. You get really close up like that, and then you just configure video, and then you can focus in really close. There we go. So she's looking alright. But I can't paint with the camera that close because the camera would be in the way. I'd have to come in at a really weird angle. Yeah, she's looking decent. What I'll do is put a bit under the crowny bit that she's wearing. I want to steer clear of those eyes there. There we go. She got any? I was going to say she got any head showing there, but like the tiara sort of thing she's wearing. Do you think there's any head showing behind it? I can't quite tell from my image. I'm gonna have to look at some artwork, aren't I? So I'm doing a bit of refining work on my Dark Angels list. My friend and I played some Proxy Hammer last night to test our lists. Nice. I did get first turn and wiped Morty off the board right away. Nice one. Welcome back, Gar. Welcome back to the stream. Where is my telephone? My Telefonica device. Let's have a look. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Palatine. Sisters of Battle. Images. There is a little bit of head showing on that. Like just under the fringe and above the tiara, so I'm going to have to go in there with a very... Oh, Tabletop Banter, welcome, mate. Not seen you for a little while. Other than I've seen you streaming occasionally. I do a lot of my streaming these days on Twitch. Look at that, it's almost in focus. Gonna dab a bit of fleshy colour up here. This brush is way too big for this job. Everybody in the chat isn't. So many people in the chat are mods. I like it when it's like that. It's funny. Just because I give everyone mod privileges. Now I feel like painting some human faces. You want to get some Blood Bowl miniatures done then, G. Like, was it Griff Oberwald you painted? It was fantastic, I thought. Heavy plasma incinerators with weapons of the Dark Angels for lols. Had Nurgle's Kiss for a week, only got up yesterday. Oh, I need to crack my neck. Well, crack at my neck. Actually, I want to see that thing again. Either miniatures are getting smaller, details on miniatures are getting smaller, or I'm getting older, my eyesight's getting worse. Or a bit of both. Because I am terrified of painting that tiara that she's wearing. You can barely even see it on the camera. I guess because it's in white. But I think I should go over it in black first. And then then address it in gold or whatever. Maybe a brown first. But first, what I'm going to do is eat a plum. Griff, yeah. It was Griff Oberwald. Nice one. Where's my plum? Yeah, I'd normally stream morning when I sort of get up. But then I figured, because Pickle Jar was live, I'd let him have the morning. Because that's what I used to do. I used to stream into the afternoon when Pickle was live in the morning. And then on the alternate Sundays, I'd be live in the morning. But I changed it up slightly. Well, I accidentally started streaming in the morning at the same time as he was. And he doesn't mind or anything, but I feel like if we're both live, we're separating our viewer numbers. So it's better if he's live when I'm not live and I'm live when he's not live. That's a juicy plum. I seem to mod everywhere I go these days. LD modded you up during the week, fantastic. Yeah, that's it. I think everywhere I go, you're a mod. Well, you're not a Modern Bee stream, are you? I don't think. That's not a little man stream though, is it? Which brushes do you use? Looks like a Broken Toad one there. Just bought a set the other week and I'm loving them. I don't use Broken Toad. Only because I'm too cheap. These are just from the works. They're actually alright though. They're holding up pretty well after a good few months of use. I assume they're synthetic, but I'm not entirely sure. They feel dead soft though, to be fair. They're a good synthetic brush, these ones. Yeah, but they are from, I think I got them from the works anyway. From the works or Hobbycraft. And they've been a good set so far. This one, and this one are the main three I use. Which is, this one I use as kind of like a wash/contrast brush. You can see there's some paint settling into the ferrule there then. I don't tend to take a lot of ASMR with Dan, that's the way we like it. No, Orky wander off. Yeah, so yeah, I've not got Broken Toad. I know my mate Orky on Twitch, she uses Broken Toad brushes, and I know Pickle Jar, like we were just talking about, he uses Broken Toad. He's sponsored by Broken Toad though, but he swears by him. Everybody that buys them seems to love him. So earlier today I was looking at Broken Toad's website again to see if I'm going to take the plunge, but no, not yet. I should really make the investment there at some point. Other brushes I have include Army Painter and GW. I've only got the GW ones because I collected Conquest magazine though. I don't go out of my way to buy GW brushes because over the years I've had bad experiences with them. I say bad, like I think they go through different iterations of brushes at GW. So back in the 90s, they were alright, but they were a bit expensive for what they were, and they're always a bit expensive for what they are. Well, yeah, you can't chew the stone from a plum, can you? That's what I'm currently moving around in my mouth, trying to get all the flesh off of it. Gar from Rivets and Daka loves his Broken Toad brushes, but he keeps them purely for detail work. Cheapo sets for everything else. I think a lot of Orc players are the same, aren't they? If they get those expensive brushes, they like to keep them for, you know, for the work that the other brushes they feel they can't do. Yeah, GW brushes have always been bad for the money, as Gar says, I think. I think most people would agree with that. They're alright brushes, but they're expensive for what they are. And because I got them through Conquest magazine, they probably weren't as expensive as getting them direct from G-Dubs. Wow, that's a lot of purple in that mouth. And that's with... I put that amount of purple in just with like a ridiculous brush from Army Painter, this one with hardly any bristles on. Just goes to show how hard it is to do detail work when you're a bit special like me. Orcs kill brushes! Yeah, I was going to say GW stuff is alright, it's just not worth the price really. Yeah, that's the I think the general consensus. What should we do with the Drunken Sailor? Should we do some black hair? Maybe try and paint that tiara. I'm thinking thinking I've got loads of plum in my teeth. Red Scope, welcome. Welcome to the stream. I found some brushes in Poundland. Shocking. Shocking, not that bad. Yeah, I've got... this is from Poundland or the Pound... some sort of pound shop. I think it was Poundland. Just a makeup brush. I love the Poundland makeup brushes for dry brushing. Would you go to Army Painter or to Artis Opus and pay the prices they're asking? Or would you get one for £1 from Poundland? They essentially do the same thing. But the ones from Artis Opus and Army Painter I think are like slightly smaller and a bit more... They look a bit more like they're for models. But, you know, I'm willing to take a slightly bigger brush for a much lower price. Yeah, let's get some black on her. I've got issues here. I've got stuff on my paints. Off to the side. I need to move it. Ah, you know what? I should have some black on the table. There we go. Yeah, I should have got myself another drink before I started streaming. Oh, we've been going half an hour already. Whoa, just knocking the old thingy on. Let's tell you what, put it on the deck. Oh my giddy aunt. Yeah, so how many miniatures has everybody else painted so far this year? I was saying at the start of the stream, I've painted 117 so far, and we're 117 days into the year. Is anybody else trying to paint 365 this year? Oh, Discord notification. What's that? Oh, it's a notification that I've posted a video. Well, hey. Artis Opus are just Rosemary and Co. with big markup, I thought. They might be. They might well be, you know. I've heard people talk about Rosemary and Co. before. But yeah, I didn't realise that was the case. It could well be the case. Where have I put? I'm sure I put some water on that palette then. Now I can't see it. That's the problem with putting the water on your palette first. I mean, I guess I should get a wet palette. But yeah, when you put the water on your palette first, you can't always see the water when you go to put the paint on it to sort of thin it. I never buy branded dry brushes. Cheap makeup brushes rather, are perfect. Yeah, it's the way I like to go now. I've had GW dry brushes and stuff over the years as well though. I've got an old GW dry brush from the 90s which I was using just before, which I find quite useful because it's a small dry brush, like a proper small dry brush. It's like a brush cut halfway down basically. Whereas the current GW small dry brush is a lot wider than that. Oh, I think I was just thinking about this song. I have my Earl Grey sorted. Fantastic stuff. My one and only Artis brush fishtailed in a week. £12. Yeah, I'd be requesting a refund on that, I think. I think I'm going to have to invest in some of the magnifying things you get. You know, the flip down ones. Because I'm really struggling to see the detail on this miniature at the minute. I found that Winsor and Newton didn't last. It's still okay, but not as good as Broken Toad. So this is my Sisters of Battle are... What are they? Order of the Argent Shroud. So typically their hair is black in colour with a white streak. I did see someone had painted some up the other day with just all different hair colours, and it's okay doing that, it's fine, it makes total sense. But to me, sisters either wear wigs or they dye their hair so that it's uniform. Now I don't know what the official law on it is. I think it was in a Tale of Four Warlords thing as well. So an actual GW employee was painting them all different colours. Just goes to show with the your miniatures, and you can paint them exactly how you want to paint them. Well, if you can achieve that look. If a GW employee does it on a in an official GW publication, like White Dwarf or the community website, then you can do what you like. Let's get some black on this bit. Right. She's looking okay-ish, isn't she? Let's see if we can get that to focus. Yeah, she's looking kind of alright. Not bad. I don't know how that hair's going to fall on, how the black streak would fall, frankly. On that side, or the white streak rather. I'll leave the face for the time being then, and I'll move back onto the actual body of the sister. As soon as I've got the black out, I'll block in some blacks. Oh, you idiot! I was thinking to myself, I'll use the reference photo. It's a different order, isn't it? It's the order of the Our Martyred Lady, that one, I think, isn't it? Or the Ebon Chalice, I don't really know. I think it's Our Martyred Lady. Yeah, what I should do... Oh, no. Yeah, I've done the guns so far on the Sister of... Pardon me. The Argent Shroud. I've done the guns so far in red, so should I do the plasma gun in red or should I do it differently and do it in black? That's the question, but I will need to paint her gauntlets or... gloves in black to match up with the rest of the sisters I've done so far. This black's going to run out soon, but hey, who cares? It's a little bit thin to go over the metallic, that. It's going to go all over the handle of the gun there as well. Yeah, it's well too thin. The question is, how many brushes do you own? I have about 30, but the vast majority are really cheap, and some are 25 years old now. Yeah, I'm in a similar situation. I've probably got a lot of brushes, but majority of them I buy in a pack of, 10 brushes or something like that. And most of them are a good few years old at least. Yeah, so although I've got a lot of brushes, I would have spent a lot more if I was buying GW, Artisopus, or any other brushes. Just 7. I've been old brushes now. Not a fan of hobby clutter. That's a sensible man right there. Sensible man, Callum. Yeah, I wish... sometimes wish I could be that sensible. But if I was that sensible, I would have thrown away all my old Eldar miniatures from when I was younger. And I would have regretted that now if I didn't have them around. I'm planning on painting some of them up for my 365 challenge. Just to... let's see. I'm going to switch on the autofocus for a bit and see how we get on. What did I just drop there? It's just a paint coffee stirrer. Yeah, I'm going to just turn on that autofocus and no, it just goes immediately out of focus. I just want it a little bit further away from the camera, I think, about there. That'll do for me. Because I don't always paint with regular paints, GW or otherwise, I paint so often, so frequently with contrast paints now. My immediate thought is to go for the darkest paint first and then work up to the lighter paints. But of course, when you're painting the standard way with regular paints, it's better to go from the inside of the miniature out. And I've just realised that it's going to make it difficult to not get red paint on certain things now when I go to put the reds in of the underrobes. This rosary I'll do in black as well, I think. Rosarius, as they call it, with the sisters, of course. That's the Catholicism showing through when I call it a rosary. Not that I actually believe in God these days, but yeah, I was raised and went to Catholic school. It's looking half decent. Oh, let's have a look at the chat. I did drop it into the paint, which didn't help. Now it's all coming out. Buy a decent set, 0, 2 and 3 for detail stuff and cheapos for everything else. I thought you were giving her a monobrow there. Forgot about the tiara. Yeah, what would you call that? Is it a tiara? Is it like a crown? Is it what exactly would you call that thing on a red? It's just because it's not something you'd see a soldier wear, but I guess Wonder Woman wears one, doesn't she? I think people refer to that as a tiara. Some iterations of Wonder Woman wear it anyway. Got a bit on the thingy there. Shoulder plate. Not to worry. I'll leave that. Don't know whether to go black with that gun, you know. I think I will, in fact. I can change it to red at a later date if I want to. Ah, the black's dead thin there now. I need to reassess my lighting situation in this room, I think. I think that's part of the reason my miniatures don't always focus that well. Or they're not always shown off that well. Because the light doesn't shine right down at them. So I've got 2 soft boxes there, and then I've got 2 key lights off to either side of me. But yeah, I need to reassess that. Find the right setup, because if I could get one of them soft boxes directly above me, it'd give me much better lighting. Order of our Martyred Lady, thank you very much. Check Vince Venturella's vid on universal lighting, really helpful. Universal lighting. Universal, I don't know what that's referring to be honest. Did I say something about lighting earlier? I know I've just been talking about lighting, but that comment was already there. Guy's got 300 brushes, doesn't throw anything away. Hair tie, hairband maybe. Right, cool. I am caught up with the chat. Yeah, I don't know what colour to do stuff. I should have. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab all of my Armoured Sister miniatures from the cabinet behind me. You can watch me do it on the opening stream screen. So I'm just going to nip to these cabinets and grab all of my Armoured Sisters so I can get a better idea of what colours I want where. Just punched a glass shelf, that's never a good idea. Right, so the Sworded Lady, the Sergeant of the Squad, Sister Superior, that's what they're called. She's got red on her chainsword, and the hilt is just metallic, I've left it. So, let's go back to my old desk down view. So, this is what I'm working with. Alright, we've got leathers there in white as well. Cool. I was wondering about various colours of leathers. The basque I've done in black. And the tubes up there I've done in black. So I do need to get a little bit more black on these miniatures here. Oh, look at her, look at her. Oh, yes, very nice. Yeah, I did a 5-minute orc thing. It was a 20-minute video though, so that may have thrown you slightly there. But yeah, I bashed one out in 5 minutes, no problem. Bang, boom, bush. No, the question of the video was, can I bash one out in 5 minutes? And the answer is in the video, so you'll have to watch the video to find out, mate. I didn't challenge anyone though, because I'm not a horrible person. So yeah, I don't like to take part in sort of, what do you call them, chain letter type videos. I'm all right taking part in them now and again if it sort of fits with what I'm doing at the minute. But I don't like to continue them because I'm a bit of a grumpy git. So there we go. Even though I'm sure there's people out there that want to be included in them, and that's why I said in the video, if you want to do it, do it. But I didn't challenge anyone in particular. Right, I think we can do that in black. Or can we? Well, I know we can, but should we, I guess is what I mean. Oh, I should have left the backpack off. What an absolute noob. I'm going to get a drink because this one's going to run out in a second. Oy, yay, yay. I'm going to get myself some more water. I'm not even going to put the Be Back Soon screen up because I'm hard. Do what I want. Come back, Dan. Come back to Dan berating himself. What did he realise this time? Just that I didn't have any water. Or I was about to run out of it anyway, so yeah, nothing to worry about. Right. Right, let's look at these sisters now. So it's mostly red. There's bits of black in there. There's black on the tubing around them bits. Is there any other black? Them bits are sort of green. Is that green? No, that's white. Yeah, so it's only really the basque and the tubing on the front of the miniatures that are black. I'm calling it a basque. I don't know if it's a basque. I don't really know what a basque is, I'll be honest. See, occasionally I'll do a weapon in a different colour like this one, because she's a standard bearer. I want it to stand out a bit and have a different coloured weapon. So I did a different coloured weapon on her. And I give her the white face plate as well. Actually, did they all have white face plates? I don't know. Because I've only painted mostly helmetless sisters. I think maybe they all have white face plates. Right. Let's do some more black then. Woo! Chair stream. Gonna try and crack on with some stage lights later. Brilliant. I don't really know what stage lights are. I don't know what's going on. In the past couple of days, I've painted 14 miniatures. So I've almost caught up with myself on the 365 challenge because I was falling further and further behind. Sometimes it's hard to be a woman, giving all your love to just one man. I watched I don't know if she's a cosplayer or a prop designer or a armor specialist or something, but I've subscribed now to this woman's YouTube videos where she was talking about female armor and breastplates and stuff like that, and how you can have breastplates but you don't want to make the boobs too big because they just get in the way of you swinging a sword and stuff. I can't remember the name of the channel though. She's got ginger hair, I think. I'm sure some of you follow her. Yeah, but I don't know what she is by trade. I've not actually looked into it yet. What's going on here? It just looks like a mess in the middle. Just around this sort of area, it just looks like a big mess. I'm sort of going to have to guess what stuff is. Let me get my phone again. 365 miniatures a year is mad. Props to you for giving it a run. Thank you very much, mate. It's yeah, something I've always said I won't set myself a New Year's resolution or anything, but on the stroke of midnight, or just after midnight basically, this year, people were mocking me in the chat, in Let's Make It Orky's chat on Twitch. And saying like it takes, I never actually paint anything and I never finish anything and stuff like that. And then I'm decided to type the statement and put it on the internet that I was going to paint 365 miniatures this year. So then I figured I'd try and you know, make a bit of content out of this. I'll give it a go. And I'm not doing badly. I'm a day behind at the minute. But yeah, I fall 2 weeks behind at a time, and then I have to catch up, which is a bit more tricky. But I do have things like Zombicide, which help me catch up because it's all chaff miniatures and stuff. What was I going to do then? Oh yeah, I wanted to get the miniature back up. Yeah, it's just a big mess there. I really want to click my neck, but it's not clicking. Midwinter Winners did paint terrain in an hour, but none of the detail was painted. To me, that was not finished, just putting a base coat on it. Yeah, like it's different with terrain. I watched that video actually yesterday, I think. And it's different with terrain because you don't want it to overshadow the miniatures. So I can totally understand why you painted it the way you did. However, a lot of people still paint the terrain to the same standard. They'd paint the miniatures, or, you know, not far off. They put a lot of detail work into them and stuff. And then there are people out there that don't even use terrain. Crazy people. They just use like they use, you know, tabletop terrain, but it looks nothing like real life stuff. It's just like a couple of bits of polystyrene to block line of sight and give you an object to move around on the battlefield. Dan, just because you are beardless, just because you're a beardless wonder, now doesn't make you a woman. Don't listen to Squig. Where's Squig? Is Squig in the chat? I've not seen him if he is. Can't see him. That's why I'm enjoying painting fantasy at the minute. There are a lot of detail here. Good thing you won't see it in ranks, so can just wash it and leave it. Yeah, that's the beauty of it, isn't it? With game systems like that, you're not going to see a lot of the detail. And the thing is, when a miniature has so much detail on as well, it does a lot of the hard work for you. If you're not too bothered about picking out every single detail, because you can just apply a wash to it, and then that sort of picks out the detail for you to a level that it looks like you've spent hours on the miniatures when they're in ranks, when they're formed up like that. Brack, mate, welcome to the stream. Pleasure to have you here. Saw you on Pickle's stream earlier. And yes, it's good to have you here. I half expected you to be in bed, though, to be honest, at this time. What time on? Yeah, I definitely expected you to be in bed. I know G does all sorts of weird hours on the internet, so I didn't really expect him to be in bed. It's going well by the sound of it. Yeah, it's going relatively well. Relatively so. I want to do terrain, but I need space to store my minis, etc. Would love to make some and have some ready to be built as well. Yeah, I'm in two minds as to whether I want to do terrain as part of include terrain as part of my 365 challenge this year, because I'd love to get a bit more terrain painted up to a finished standard. But I feel like it's not actually a mini. I feel like it'd be weird to include it in a 365 challenge. One way or another. He's not even here. Sounds like something he would say there. Okay. Thank you, Lona. Oh, it's only 10. I thought it was... I should be, but I'm having a scotch to wind down. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Sometimes you need it. Or you feel you do anyway. My lips are really dry today. I think it's because I've recently shaved my beard. So a lot more wind's getting to me, and I've been out in the past couple of days as well. So, well, not so much yesterday, but Friday I went out and met with some friends, and we went for a couple of drinks in Manchester. And today I went out. I only went to the shop so this morning. Yeah, I think every time I shave my facial hair off, for the first couple of days, my lips slowly become more chapped, and then they get used to it again. I don't know why I put so much black on there then. Don't think I'm going to need all of that, but hey, here we go. What brush am I using here? A medium layer brush from Citadel. 9.45. Crackers. I thought it was later. Yeah, so I'm using a medium layer brush to do base coats. Don't tell GW. That's too much paint. That's still too much paint, but I can't be bothered wiping any more off. One thing I like about the GW brushes is they've got a decent length of bristle on them, really. They're not mad long, but they're long enough that you can hold a fair bit of paint on them. Because the less you have to go back to your palette, the better, in my opinion. But the more likely your paint is to dry on your bristles as well. So I guess there's that side of it. Slight downside there. Did anybody watch the funeral yesterday? Duke of Edinburgh's funeral. I had it on, and then I think Hawkey started streaming when it was on, didn't she? But yeah, it was. I just want to say, I thought the choristers, there was 4 choristers, and I thought obviously they're going to choose the best singers if there's only 4 of them, but they were mint, the choristers. Decent length, exactly. The Bard, welcome to the stream, mate. Not seen you for a little while. I think it's because I'm streaming on Sunday mornings now, when you're normally in bed when I start streaming on Sunday mornings. But yeah, Sunday afternoon this one, so good to see you here. Ooh. Right, let's go around the back. Do a bit of the old basque at the back. Just painted that rosary again with black, and then I'd immediately rub it off. What an idiot. I'm not a fan of that family. Why not, mate? Best family in the world. I'm only joking. We won't get started on that. It's fine to not be a fan of that family if you've got reasons or whatever. Joshua Swan, welcome, mate. Welcome. Not seen you for a little while. Good to have you here. I'm just heading out to cut the grass. I think that's last time I streamed in the afternoon. I think you were cutting the grass then as well. If I keep going off screen, I think I might do. I don't bother with that pomp and all that. No surprises though. Yeah, they were a mint. The choristers were fantastic. 4 of them, three men and a lady, and they were superb. Oh my Gideon! I think the problem I've got is I've got my one of my camera things open there. So if I just get rid of that there, then I can see where I am, whether I'm on screen or not now. The same reason as the Bard. I'm not up Sunday morning. Yeah, no worries. I watched the funeral. Don't get why people have so much hate for them. It must be difficult to live in the public eye so much. Yeah, it is, there's no doubt. I've got no doubt there's probably difficulties that they go through that we'll never experience. But they live a life of privilege as well, don't they? Yeah, it's interesting. Like my political leanings have changed over the past few years. And I would have said I was a royalist in the past. Not obviously that's not necessarily an indication of political leanings, but it can give you a clue. But yeah, my political leanings have changed over the past few years, and I think I'm still. I think I don't know. I can't really express my thoughts on it. I feel like. But I don't mind I think they're there and they're not going away anytime soon. Let's say that. And the pomp and ceremony, I enjoy it. I'll be honest. I enjoy that kind of stuff, and it's like a real life soap opera kind of thing sometimes. But yeah, I don't want to linger on this too much. So I'll just paint my little woman instead. Down with the Cavaliers, up with the Roundheads. People often think you can't change, and you can't change your politics, you can't change your political opinions and stuff like that, or who you are as a person. But I'm a strong believer that you can change who you are as a person, and your opinions can change based on who you love, respect, and care about, and sort of their opinions and how they're affected by certain goings on in the world and stuff. So I'm a strong believer that you can change that kind of thing, but I think there's always going to be a party that's slightly resistant to change as well. A soap opera, yeah. I was just about to say, does that make you a parliamentarian now? Or whatever it was. Not a history buff like you, Josh. Yeah. I think there's bigger problems in this country than the royal family, but they are. I think they're a symbol, aren't they? That they're a symbol of sort of privilege and the past of this country that I think a lot of people rally against. Everyone changes. Important part of life is change. Exactly. Oh, I thought for a second, I was looking at this banner and I thought for a second I'd painted it in contrast paint. I was like, how have I gotten that effect there? It looks really metallic. It's because it's metallic paints. It's not contrast paint. I love to be proven wrong. Makes me look into something a bit deeper and will change my views based on new knowledge. It's called growing as a human being. Exactly, Lona. Yeah, there's... People often say... I don't know where I'm going with this, really. But I was watching something on TV once a while back, and the music artist, author, activist, Akala, he was talking. He's if you don't know Akala, you'll know his sister probably. He's Miss Dynamite's brother. Miss Dynamite. But anyway, yeah, he's a music artist in his own right. He almost became a professional footballer. He's a very talented man by the sounds of it. But yeah, he was talking on something. He's very well educated in the sense that he's gone out and learned a lot of stuff himself, and looked up and found out a lot of information himself. And he says a lot of the time, if someone challenges him on some information he is ace. I read Racing Class in the Ruins of Empire just last year. I bought it. No, I didn't buy it. I was waiting to borrow it off someone. But then we were in lockdown last year. Then we came out of the first lockdown, and I was still furloughed, I think. Or no, the non-essential shops opened, and I was still furloughed. And then I went out, and I went to Games Workshop in Stockport, and then I thought I'll go to Waterstone and see if they've got Racing Class in the Ruins of Empire, and I bought it, and I read it, and I loved it. I read it, I don't read quickly, but I read it in a 10 days period or something. Obviously, I had a lot of time because I was still furloughed, but no, Prince Andrew won't be arrested, G. Yeah, so Akala. Yeah, so he says the information's out there, just go and find it. When someone challenges his opinion. But I find that, as much as I like Akala as a person, and as someone I respect and I sort of look up to in many ways, I find that a bit frustrating because people are inherently, or people have a habit, I think, especially people like me, have a habit of being lazy. And saying that the information's out there, you've just got to go and find it, it doesn't really help, because you're not going to convince people who don't want to be convinced, because they won't go out and find the information that you're talking about, that you've used to educate yourself. They're not going to go out of their way to find that information if they don't want if they don't want their views changed on a certain situation, a certain time in the past, a certain whatever. Then they're not going to go out. They're not likely to go out of their way, and Natives is the one I'm talking about, Josh. It's called Natives, Racing Class in the Ruins of Empire. I was just skipping the actual title of the book. I was going to the subtitle for some reason. Natives is the one I was talking about. But they're not likely to go out of their way to look up information if they don't really want to be proven wrong. So I think saying something like the information's out there, you just got to go and find it, isn't necessarily that helpful. I think it's better to tell people where to find the information and stuff. But obviously he can't list off all the information, all the sources he's got for the information he's picked up over the years, because they might be in the back of his mind somewhere, but he can't necessarily recall them all. So it's not like I'm having to go at him for that, but it's I think it's a little bit frustrating when you are underinformed, let's say. I was going to say undereducated, but underinformed is probably a better term. And it's about knowing, because I think the issue I have as well, I don't know what information to trust. I never know what information to trust, because you can read one author's presentation of the facts and then another author's presentation of the facts, and they're completely different because of perspective. So it's difficult. It's difficult all the time to know who and what to trust. Yeah, natives was brilliant though. Fantastic. There's also information out there to back up any preconceived notion. There is also information out there to back up any preconceived notion you have. Think understanding the source of the information someone references is just as important as a fact someone quotes. Yeah, exactly. It's true people don't want their beliefs to change. It's hard for people to question what they've thought or been brought up to believe. Yeah, I agree with that as well. Yeah, especially when people in normal life anyway have so little time to do so little time. So any way to spread information concisely is vitally needed. The problem is information does not always agree. Often the information will say X is bad, but does not present the solution which is any better. Confirmation bias is very real too, isn't it? Exactly. For example, getting rid of the royal family would not solve any of the problems or issues people have with it. The poor would not be any better off. Yeah. You could argue there'd be more money freed for like benefits and stuff like that, but would that be implemented in the right way and stuff like that? Because it doesn't matter how much money there is, there has to be the right method of distributing money. Wow, we became we lingered on that chat a lot longer than I intended to. But I think people are interested in it, so it's fair enough, isn't it? The British taxpayer would save a bundle, yeah, or they would pay the same taxes, and as I said, like the money could be distributed to a lot of people that might benefit from it. I think there's a romanticised notion of the royal family that I've been caught up in the past and stuff, and I don't have any hate to the royal family at the minute or anything like that. But also the royal family and Britain as a nation and the former empire and stuff like that. But then when you look more closely at it, it's not this big romantic ideal. And books like Natives can give you information about stuff like that. Royal family are small fry compared to Rothschild. Yeah, Rothschild the biggest landowners in Britain, I think. Thanks for the natter all. Going to shoot off and enjoy the F1. Grab some lunch and have a good afternoon. Have a good afternoon yourself, mate. What race is it? What GP is it? The F1. I've not been following it at all this year. Is this the first one? Welcome to Painting Politics with Dan. Next week's guest star is Andrew Marr. Right, so I can't decide whether I want to do this. I think I'll do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it in black and then just decide from there whether I want to keep it black or not. I did have another brush. I've got more brushes behind me here that I can just reach for. I'd rather use this one. Oh no, not that one. I'd rather use this one. I say I'd rather use this one, but I'm going to be going in on an area that I think needs a bit more of a delicate touch. Right, let's keep that one out and see how we go with this one. Imola, nice. Emilia Ramongia, Imola. Second race of the year. It's been spicy. Nice one. Catch you later, mate. Enjoy the race. Emilia Romagna. Is that like has the track been named after someone now? Or has it always been named after someone but they've always called it Imola? I'm just left confused by that. Hamilton's 99th pole. Not that I care. I'm not a fan of Lewis Hamilton. I think he's a bit of a knob. Right, that I know that's only a very mild like swear word, and I'm happy to say it when I'm referring to orc knobs and stuff. But I don't normally go anywhere near that on YouTube. It's only on Twitch that I swear and stuff on my live streams. But yeah, it just caught me off guard there because I've always been a bit worried that when I started using more adult language on Twitch, I've always been a bit worried that I'd get a bit of cross-contamination on my YouTube streams. And I'd accidentally start swearing on my YouTube streams. So far, I think I've gotten away with it. And even that, like, I'm not too bothered about that. But in the past, I'd have said something like, he's a bit of a numpty. Just a bit of a wally, isn't he? But I think a lot of F1 drivers, they end up being like that, don't they? Because you have to be kind of like arrogant and rub people up the wrong way and stuff in order to get into a position like that. Yeah, definitely should have kept stuck with the other brush for this. What an idiot. The politics was fine, but slagging off a celebrity, that crosses the line. For shame, Dan. For shame. Didn't even know you had a Twitch. I have to follow for the not safe for work stuff. Yeah, exactly. I'll be streaming on Twitch. Normally I stream on Twitch on Mondays and Fridays, sort of early evenings. Late afternoon, early evening stream. So basically I finish work, I get home, I eat food, I start twitching. I go on Twitch. Thank you very much, Lona, for dropping that link. Yeah, so if you did want to see me swear a bit, then feel free to follow me on Twitch. And if you've got Amazon Prime, you can drop me a Prime subscription at no extra cost to yourself. And Jeff Bezos gets no money from it. And yeah, that's all cool. Had a small base brush before, and I don't know where it's gone. Oh, there it is. I was about to say, for the life of me, but I just located it. Small base, medium layer. Quite similar. Emilia Romagna, I imagine it is the place in Italy. It is like saying Donington Grand Prix, right? Don't tell me the race in F1 at Donington now. Do not tell me that. Shameless self-promo too, exactly. They're still at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix, aren't they? Isn't Imola the Italian Grand Prix though? Warning, I do generally drop the C-bomb the second I strut into Twitch chat. Yeah, there's a lot of there's adult content from me, but there's even more adult content in the chat. I say adult content now. Content for a mature audience, let's say, not adult content. Probably not the best turn of phrase. That it's all about the phrasing, isn't it, Lona? You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to message Orchid with my with a link to my video. I know she likes me to... I don't know why, but she likes me to... loan her... I'll probably have a chuckle at this. She likes me to send her a direct link to the video so she comes to it. I don't know why she can't use the same one everyone else does in her Twitch. But she's probably asleep at the minute. Anyway, she looked knackered last night during the gaming stream she was doing with B. I know she slept well past my stream last week. The British Grand Prix is Silverstone, but when we had two, two in the country, the second was named after the place Donington. This is just the same for Italy. Right, so the Italian Grand Prix isn't at Imola. Imola is a Grand Prix in Italy. Is that what you're saying? I think it is. What happened to your face? Looking good, dude. Cheers, mate. Good to have you here, Dicey. Good to have you here. Yeah, it's I shaved the other day because I was going out on Friday. Because we were allowed to go out and see up to 5 other people in an outdoor space. So I went and met 4 friends, 2 of whom were my sisters. And we all went for a drink together in Manchester. But yeah, with face masks and stuff, which you have to wear on public transport and stuff over here, the beard just pushes it up into your eyes, and you get like a big indentation in the beard, so I figured I'd just shave it. Welcome, Dicey. I'm holding my breath while I'm painting this. I don't want to get any black on the cream robes. Pubs! Exactly. We didn't actually go to a pub, technically. Oh, no, we did, actually. Yeah, we went to the Salisbury for one. But we were booked in at a couple of places that are like outdoor drinking places that have basically loads of bars attached. There used to be a second station or a third station in Manchester City Centre train station called Mayfield Station. And it was, the last use of it was for the postal service mainly. But it was like, it's basically across the road from Piccadilly Station, but it's all disused now. So it's like massive warehouse that no one's using, and it's got the platforms on top of it and stuff like that. Yeah, so this station is now like a disused rail station, and they're using that, and they've got like a load of different, what's the right word? Vendors, a load of different vendors in there, vendors of alcohol mainly, in there, selling you beer and pizza and stuff like that. But it's all really nice, and I'm going to see a Disney thing in there in August time, I think, with an orchestra in an outdoor area and stuff. Yeah, so there was that, and then there's this other place under the Mancunian Way, which is like the Manchester Inner Ring Road. The Mancunian Way. This other one is there, and it's like all shipping containers and stuff, and again set up with loads of different vendors to try and sell you foods and drinks. Right, we might be done with black now. So being social again, weird, or so being social again, weird or good weird? No, it was all right. Yeah, like I've remained in contact with friends and stuff, so over house party calls and whatnot. And I'm not that freaked out by being near people because I've still been working. other than like about a 10-week period when I was off work right at the start. Like roughly this time last year, I was going back to work or I was already back in work. I'm not going to the pub until I had the first jab at least. Fair enough, mate. I think it's up to everyone to decide that for themselves. No one's going to force you to go to the pub, I don't think. Yeah, it's where we were as well. It was like everybody was separate from you, and it was all really well spread out and stuff. I saw on BBC Breakfast this morning, they showed some images of other parts of Manchester where there's loads of tables and chairs just set up on the street, like they've closed off the street from traffic and stuff, and there's loads of tables and chairs set up on the street, but they're all a lot closer together. Where we were in the couple of places we went to, we were completely separate from other people. Pardon me. And my sisters are people that I've been seeing anyway, so yeah. Like, not recently, but me and one of my sisters were in a bubble together anyway, so I've been seeing her anyway, and the other sister, you know, I've been seeing when we were allowed to see and stuff. So it's not like it wasn't massively different for me. And the other two people there were a couple, and yeah, so it was all like, it felt where we were, everyone was a good, you know, couple of meters away from you pretty much, and it felt done right where we were. So we went to this, what was it called? One's called Freight Island, which is at the Mayfield station in Manchester, but you have to book about a month or 6 weeks in advance or something now. I think they're all booked up. And the other one was Hatch, I think the other one's called, under the Mancunian Way. And yeah, it was all outside and good separation and stuff like that, so I didn't feel particularly worried about anything. Yeah, but what I saw on BBC Breakfast this morning, even though it was outside, it all looks a lot closer together and stuff, so I'm glad we didn't go to where that was. Done the final model for my 1K Stormcast. Excellent stuff, mate. Are you going to stick some pictures up in Orky's Discord? Got a Lord Relict, a Knight Incantor, 10 Liberators, 10 Judicators, 5 Sequitors, 3 Prosecutors, and a Ballista. Excellent. That all sounds very shiny armoured to me. Shiny armoured fellas. Should we get some red paint on it? I think maybe we should, shouldn't we? Let's start putting some reds in. Mephiston red. I've got an iced bun in the other room to be eating. Oh, you have to make the bases before you start posting pics. It's not a big model count at all. Yeah, that's the thing with Stormcast, isn't it? They're basically like the Space Marines of AOS. So I would have thought you can't get too many armies with a massive model count. Wow, this Mephiston Red's knackered. Have I got another one? Yes, I have. Oh no, that's Wazdaka. Wazdaka. Blood for the Blood God, that's no good. I should have another Mephiston Red open then, I think, because unless I was just using this, like the last of it. Could put a base of Corn Red down, I suppose. Let me have a look at this. Yeah, I think it's Mephiston Red, isn't it? That looks dead orangey under this line. Now, it might not be Mephiston Red, that's the thing. It could be Blood Angels Red contrast paint over. Looks dead. It looks super orange, that now. It could be Blood Angels Red. Oh, it's because it's Gryph-hound orange. Yeah, it could be Blood Angels Red contrast paint over thingy. over a creamy colour, but I'm not too sure. I'm going to have to head out, lads. Have a good one. You too, Josh, mate. You too. Stormcaster, a low model count army. Everything is multi-wound. I have a ton of Stormcaster paint for from the Mortal Realms magazines. Yeah, I've got a few to paint myself, if I bother getting round to them. I think if I do ever do them, it won't be for a big force that I'm going to be using or anything. I don't find the Stormcast models that inspiring. In the way that for years I didn't find Space Marines particularly inspiring until I started reading the Horus Heresy books. But I've read a bit of AOS literature. Read a bit of it, and it doesn't capture my imagination in the same way the 30/40k stuff does. So I think my way in is limited to AOS. Stormcast a great model line. Yeah, they're okay. Like if you like them, you like them. That's I think that's. But they're just like, I don't know. I find them uninspiring. I don't know what it is about them. I think I sort of lost interest when they started having helmetless Stormcasts, because I liked the idea that there was something sinister beneath them. And the way GW started painting them, Warcry Warband perhaps, when the way GW started painting them, they were just as if they were human. Whereas the remade, every time they reforge, they lose a little bit of themselves and they become a bit more like glib and like less jovial and stuff. So I like that idea where there's something there's an undercurrent of sinisterness about them. So to paint that onto your miniatures, I do things like glowing eyes and like really pallid skin tones and stuff like that. I'd try and do stuff like that if I was going to have helmetless Stormcast. But I think they should have just always had helmets on the Stormcasts. But then they would have been perhaps a bit like Necrons, where I feel like Necrons don't have any character. They do now, with a bit of battle damage here and there. So Stormcasts are not as good at killing due to not having rend, and better saves all round. The Liberators I have were from the Start Collecting box, so had to build them with hammers. But I think the swords with buffs are really the way to go with them. I started painting Stormcast like Black Templar Knights, I'm guessing. And I'm going to swap heads and make them more like Knights. Interesting. It's an interesting approach. Let me have a look at this paint now. Is this going to work or not? Look at this paint. I mean, to be fair, it actually looks alright there, but it looks almost purpley in the lid there, that I'm looking at, the angle I'm looking from, and with my naked eyes. What time did I start this? 2:15. Also, yeah, I'm going to go for 2 hours, I think, so I'll be finishing at 2:15, roughly. This is just too thin. That's straight. Oh, look at that. It looks well purple. Like, again, you can't see it, but it looks super purple. It's like the pigments all separated in the pot. I'm going to go to the bottom of the pot, see if I can get any that's mixed. Being careful not to dip my bristles too deep. Oh, look at that. That's red. Just going to go direct from the pot here as well. That's more betterer. Oh yes. I have to take her off that, I think. I do have. I was going to say I do have somewhere, but it's just here. Something with a bit of blue tack on it. A painting handle with a bit of blue tack on. It was what my head was mounted on before. What I'll do is just place her on there. and try and get in there with the red paint now. Into the underside. Without going too close to the old armour. It's difficult to get right in there, isn't it? Feels good to be blocking the colours out on this, because I felt like I was going to make no progress with it, if I'm honest. I think the system miniatures are kind of like... I don't have the method in my head or anything, really. If that makes sense. So the method I used on the ones on the desk here, these ones, it's not just automatically in my head. I was watching other people's tutorials and stuff. I can't remember who it was exactly, the tutorial that I was following. I'm sure I'll find it again now. And it was a mixture of tutorials that I was using as well, so it's from a mixture of sources. Again, that's just gone a bit purpley. Remember to like the stream, guys. Thank you very much, G. Thank you very much. Oh, every model I have except the Knight in Cantor has a helmet, but she won't be in my 2K list anyway, and everything in that list will be helmeted. Nice. See, I like the idea of doing them with helmets and like glowing eyes like that. That Sigmar magic, Azir magic of Azir, like that kind of idea. So they're infused rather with the magic of Azir. And basically, it's almost like it could even be empty armor. You don't know what's inside because you've never seen one of them take the helmet off. Like a Thousand Suns sort of situation where it's just sand in the armor. Oh, spoiler alert to anyone reading 30k novels. Only reason I'm doing 1k is to get back into the swing of the game again, so my main opponent can really bring Marathi. He can, but he will have bugger all else in the list. I win on objectives. How expensive is Marathi? Is 2k like the standard size at which Age of Sigmar games are played? I assume it is. And how much of that is Marathi? Is she like 800 points or something? I think I'm satisfied with the amount of red on that now. Oh yeah, she's coming together nicely, this one. I think Garda Steel Soul has a helmeted option, so tempted by that model. I don't know that model, to be honest. Gardas Steel Soul. Is he by any chance the Knight in Cantor that comes with that magazine that was out, like Get Started with Age of Sigmar magazine kind of thing? Or is that the guy that does the superhero landing? That's the miniature's just been released for last week. I'm actually tempted by that miniature again. Now I'm looking at it. I know when the preview was on, and I kind of said I don't like the miniature. I think it looks silly with all the leather tassels waving in the background kind of thing. Oh, you little bugger. Gone onto the outside of the robes, haven't I, by accident? Should I lick it? Might need to lick it, you know. Not the brush, but... Oh no, there we go. I managed to do it with a paintbrush. Look, you can correct your mistakes with a paintbrush for anybody named Orky watching. You don't have to lick everything. You can correct your mistakes with a paintbrush. You just saw me do it there. Absolutely unbelievable. That'd be a good short, wouldn't it? I've been thinking about ideas for shorts. YouTube are doing a new thing called shorts to try to get on that TikTok market kind of thing, I think, and TikTok and Instagram reels and whatnot. So they're doing videos of a minute or less.
And if you put hashtag shorts in the title, then it goes into these shorts, this shorts videos list. That's too thin. That's too thin, yet I still bring it to the miniature like I'm going to use it. Because I am, because I'm a lunatic. Oh no. Gone on the outside there as well. Morathi is 600 points in total. That's not too bad, but yeah, you'd probably be outnumbered by most forces if you're taking a 600 point miniature in a 1000 point game. Even Stormcasts. I would have thought. Well, I guess I don't know how much the other units in that Daughters of Cain army would be. I imagine they're not too cheap because they're all kind of like elite units, I think, aren't they? I'd guess. They look like they could be quite beefy with some of the hybrid elven wiggly worm / bat-winged creatures out there. Oh no. How to ruin a miniature, live with Big Mac Dansko. Oh god, I've got red pants on, so I can just wipe it straight onto my red pants. Oh, he's the new Lord Celestin that went up for pre-order. Superhero landing boy, yeah, I thought it could have been. He's not so much the points, but the max 3 wounds thing that makes her really a pain. What's the max 3 wounds thing? I don't know what that is. This is because I don't know anything about Age of Sigmar. Can you tell? Did I wash that or did I just lick it? Let's give it a rinse. Yeah, I'm a little bit tempted by the Guard of Steel Soul miniature. Now I'm looking at it again. I'm like, Then it's like 2350 that I don't need to spend because I don't need that miniature at all. Well, I did when we were looking at the pre-orders, not the pre-orders for them, when we were looking at the preview video for, and that miniature came up. That felt like it really touched the bottom hard. There we go. And that miniature came up. I did say that you could do a really cool diorama with that miniature, just by changing a couple of things about it. With like him running into the blast of a sorcerer and he's sort of trying to pull himself along to get to the sorcerer to strike them down. Not like 40k where it's 3 wounds per phase, but 3 wounds per player turn. She can only take 3 wounds per turn, right? Okay. Yeah, that's pretty mad, that, I'd say. I could understand why you wouldn't want to face that. Where else I want a bit of red on this miniature, to be honest. I think I might keep that gun in black. Could do the plasma glowing red, I guess. Oh yeah, any eyes? Let me get a bit of red on here. Welcome, Marcos Castellanos. Excuse me. Where's my phone? I can see it. It's under my brushes.
So glad I made it. Well, you've made the last 11 minutes at least. Oh, 8-pointed star is now live, painting Lumineth Realm Lords. Excellent. I'll might pop in, see which Realm Lords he's painting. I do like a Lumineth Realm Lord. Every now and again, I think I was saying when I was chatting to Modelling for Advantage, quite like some of their miniatures. Some of them I'm not too fond of, I'm less fond of, but some of the Realm Lord miniatures look fantastic in my opinion. The big cow ones. That's an interesting aesthetic choice, isn't it? I totally didn't mean to do a second layer on this. I meant to just go over other stuff. And I got distracted. Decided to do a second layer here. Oh yeah, look at that. Looks nice already. Yeah, jazzy, jazzy, jazzy. I will read that shortly, Lona. Give us 2 ticks. Let me just get this eye done, because that's what I was supposed to be painting. I say eye like I'm painting an eyeball. Yeah, I feel like I've made a bit of progress on this miniature. I might even get it finished this evening. What I will do though, I think, when I come off here, I'll eat my big cinnamon bun or whatever it is I bought from Lidl. With a coffee maybe, I think. Might make myself a cappuccino. Cappuccino. And then Marcus will be pleased to hear that I'm going to prep some Orc Boys for one of my future streams. Oh, something to tell you. Battle Cattle! That's the best name for him, to be honest. Something to tell you. I might not be streaming this Friday. I may try and stream on Thursday, but I might not be streaming again on this Friday on Twitch, just because I'm going to be trying to visit someone on Friday instead. So, yes. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I know you all live by my streams. Yeah, so there's a chance I'm not going to be streaming on Friday, basically. So this miniature's not looking bad now. She's not in a state that I'm too displeased with. Let's close that Mephiston Red and try and salvage what we can from it. Tell you what, just grab a bit out of the bottom there. Have I got some? Have I got some? There we go, I've got some. Get a bit first. Just want to try and get this little bit there. There we go. So, do a little bit in here as well. I feel like you'd have all sorts of problems washing these robes. I feel like there might be one use only, because if you were to wash them, the dye on the red on the inside of the robe would totally run into the cream on the outside of the robe, wouldn't it? Got a feel for the orderlies of the Sisters of our Argent Shroud. Oh, I've got some on the outside again. Just like that, you see. The dye would run to the outside. You can see on just the sleeve there that he's holding the plasma gun. Oh no, I might have to lick it. Oh no. Oh well, I'll sort that next time. Let's get that closed. Busy painting orcs again, I see. Exactly, Marcos. Yeah, so might be painting some orcs on a stream to come in the future, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Oh, look at that.
Look at her, she looks glorious. So I'll put this head here, and that'll hold it in place. So yeah, I've been painting the head on stream as well. Imagine that head there. Yeah, so that's where I got up to this stream. It's been another interesting one. I would say let's find someone to raid, but we're on YouTube, not Twitch, so we won't be finding anyone to raid. Let's have a look. So if your opponent is reckless and you have some decent rolls, you can kill her by the end of turn 2. But if your opponent does throw her away, like the game is in the bag easily. Wait, I don't get it. Because what I'm interpreting from you saying 3 wounds per turn, she can only take 3 wounds per turn. How many wounds has she got? So if your opponent is reckless and you have some decent rolls, you can kill her by the end of turn 2. So she only got 6 wounds? Or am I misinterpreting? I think I'm just misinterpreting what you're saying. I feel like she's going to have more than 6 wounds. Yeah, busy painting orcs again. Like I said, there's going to be some orcs coming up pretty soon, Marcos. So hopefully your desire to see me paint orcs will be sated somewhat. Sated? Satiated? Satiated. Maybe. I don't know. Met. Good morning, G. Is Gar still here? Yeah, Gar is still here. I'm still on track to finish my Gorzak. I'm not sure about finishing my Shock Jump Dragster by the end of the month. I don't know if I can live without your streams. Dry clean only. Exactly, it's got to be dry clean only, hasn't it? Otherwise, there'll be all sorts of issues. All sorts of issues. 12 wounds. So, because you can kill her in if you get into combat and you can cause her more wounds. No, because if it's wounds per turn, how'd you kill her by the end of turn 2? Is it per player turn? It's got to be per player turn, hasn't it? Right. I get you. Right. But it surprised me she's only 12 wounds for some reason. I guess because like she's a bit monster-like, isn't she? I kind of expected her to have more wounds. Thanks for the great stream and chat, guys. Got to prep dinner. Catch you all later. Catch you later, Gar. Thanks very much for joining us today. 1 hour, 54 minutes and 19 seconds is how long this stream's been going for. So I'm just going to slowly wind it down and try and make it to 2 hours. Because I'm that weird. Has anyone noticed that Fall Out Boy song pop up again? Because this is the playlist where that happened. I need to do the showcase once a few more people finish Gorzak. Take care, Rivets Man. Take care, Rivets Man. My name is G the Hyper Sapien. That's my impression of G the Hyper Sapien. Who else can do an impression of? Marcos Castellanos. I don't know what Marcos sounds like. Hola. I've no idea what Marcos sounds like. Just guessing now. Right, let's do something. Let me get the Warhammer community site up instead of Immortals. What about Immortals? So I'm going to get the Warhammer community site up instead of just sitting here saying weird things. See if there's anything new on it. Warhammer community. Hola. My voice is beautiful, Dan. You mean my impression of your voice? Or your actual voice? Bellacor's a beautiful model, isn't it? It looks like there's nothing... Yeah, it's only 2 o'clock. There's nothing new on the Warhammer community site at the minute for us to look at, really. Yeah, we could look at Bellacor, but I'm not really that bothered by him. Oh, there's new Forge World Kings Under the Mountain. Oh, very nice. Meta Watch, something I'm not interested in. Oh, that's the old Bellacore model they've been showing next to him. Oh no, it wasn't that though, was it? I don't know. Oh, Immortals was the Fall Out Boy song, right? Is it on now? No, thankfully. Yeah, what was that about? That was weird. Like, Josh said this playlist, you never get any problems with it. And then, Josh from the Pickle Jar, that is. And then he said, this sounds like Fall Out Boy to me now. Everything sounds like Fall Out Boy to me now. And then a Fall Out Boy song comes up, and I'm like, what? Why is it even... Meta Watch Drukari edition, we could look at that for Lona. Nick Nanavati. Nick Nanavati. Hi, my name is Nick Nanavati. I have no idea what Nick Nanavati sounds like. You see, I can't read stuff like this. They're scary as well. Because it's just lists and stuff, and I get so bored listening to lists and like reading through lists myself. Unless I actually have got a vague idea of what's going on, I just lose interest. And because I've not played 40k in 9th edition, I'm like, I'm not really that bothered. Let's look at that thingy on the Games Workshop website. That superhero pose miniature that Thingy was talking about. That was funny. You said this sounds a little like Fall Out Boy. Buy it now! Let's go to... Look at that! And let's do the old Chroma Rooney. Boom. Games Workshop web store. Well, hey, so this is the miniature Lona was talking about, Garda Steel Soul. That I thought at first, no, I'm not into that. I didn't like the hammers on the leather at the end that sort of give him that bit of momentum that he would probably be lacking. So he's doing this superhero landing thing, and I feel like it's just not an amazing... I feel like just these bits, I understand why they're in that position, but I think it looks silly. So what I'd do differently is use him in a diorama, and I'd have him like crawling on all fours kind of thing, like he's sort of digging his hands into the ground as he's pulling himself forward. In a big face-off against like a sorcerer or something. A sorcerer's casting magic in his direction. I'd also take his head off, and I'd use that head for a Space Marine because that's a really cool head. But I'm not paying £23.50 for that head. But yeah, I'd have him crawling towards like a sorcerer. Zechian... What are they called? The guys with the... I can't remember what they're called. Gaunt Summoners. Yeah, I'd have him crawling towards like a Gaunt Summoner or something. The Gaunt Summoner's casting loads of magic at him, like, and it's blowing him away, like, oh no! So he's crawling towards him in the ground, getting ready to smite him with his big hammer or something like that. That's what I'd do with that miniature, if I could be bothered, and I can't be bothered. So, yeah, there's fat chance of me doing that. Where's my old thing here? There it is. Chat gone. I don't want him to min-max for the Drukari. My list could be considered competitive in some circles, but it's been designed list with narrative in mind. Very good. When the song was playing, everyone in the chat was telling you it was Fall Out Boy. You didn't notice. You just thought the song sounded like Fall Out Boy, as didn't worry about it. Versus Greater Demon. I mean, maybe. I wouldn't do it as versus a Greater Demon, I don't think. Tell you what, Dan, I'll send you the head when I get him. I don't plan on using... Oh, Lona. You're a beaut, mate. You're a beaut. You don't have to do that, but, I mean, I appreciate it. I'll pay you for it if you want as well. I mean, unless you're charging an extortionate rate, in which case I won't pay you for it. Thank you so much for that. That's put me in a right cheery mood to end the stream. Yeah, it's been a pleasure to have you all here with me. I'm looking at things and I'm like, what's going on here? I'm all confused.
bam, bam. Put that back over there. Move that back to the other. I know. I'll tell you what I need to do. I need to go away from look at that. Let's go to opening stream again. Hey, there's the miniature that I've been working on in this stream. It's looking alright. It's looking half decent. Like I made a bit of progress on it. Maybe. Yeah, it's been a pleasure to have you all here whilst I got a bit of paint on. I thought that was Fallout Boy again there. Whilst I got a bit of paint on a miniature for once. So, we don't do raiding on YouTube, which is a bit weird. It always seems a little bit like I'm forgetting something at the end of a YouTube stream. But all I can say is it's been a pleasure to have you all here with me. Thanks very much for tuning in. And if you'd like to keep up to date with other stuff that's going on, you can follow me on facebook.com/Big Mac Dance School, Instagram.com/Big Mac Dance School, Twitch.tv/Big Mac Dance School, and you can also support the channel monetarily on Patreon.com/Big Mac Dance School. Oh, the Instagram one is big_Mac_Dance School, by the way, just FYI. Yeah, there's also links in the description below as well, where you can find me on those socials. Yeah, you can catch me again tomorrow on Twitch around 5ish, around 5 p.m.ish, a little later, probably like 5:30ish, probably run from 5:30 to 7:30, something like that. And like I said, I probably won't be doing a Twitch stream this Friday, but if you are Twitch inclined, if you do like a bit of Twitch, then you might catch me at some other time this week, so just make sure your alerts are turned on. I might be doing one on Thursday, we'll have to wait and see. Thanks very much to everyone for watching, and let me get rid of all these notifications. I'll see you on the back.